Hello, this is TJ from Fat Boys Garden with an update on my tomatoes. I have just been completely ecstatic. I mean, just tickled to death with my tomatoes this year. I am getting a harvest like no other, and I'm getting really big fruit from it. We've got all these tomato plants, and every single one of my plants is just absolutely covered up with tomatoes. And I like to attribute the fact that this year I used meal organite as a fertilizer, and I'm thinking that that's the reason why I got so many tomatoes this year and so many big tomatoes. Looks like I do need to take and tie off that branch there before it falls under the weight of that tomato there. But I have just been getting tomatoes, and my wife has kind of made me mad because I wanted to give some to friends of mine, but she's been taking them to work. So she's made a lot of new friends at work. And as you can see, that one there's a Cherokee purple, and I think the others in here are Cherokee purples as well. Let's see here. This one here is an early girl. Yep, that's an early girl. Has one fruit on it, and this was planted late. It wasn't planted until May the 8th. So it was kind of late when it got planted, so it really just got overshadowed by these Cherokee purples that I have. Let's see, what's this one? Yep, that's a Cherokee purple as well. And so this one just kind of got overshadowed. That's why it's so slim. And I'm really wondering if that one's really going to take off. That's an Abe Lincoln. I've never planted an Abe Lincoln before. So we're going to see how that one grows. And then over here, because a lot of my tomatoes that I planted are supposed to be indeterminates, but it doesn't look like they're growing any more fruit. So I went to the nursery on Saturday, and all of their tomato plants are buy one, get one free. So I bought some more tomato plants. I bought like 8 of them that I'm gonna put up front as soon as the other ones die off. And if they don't die off, then I'm gonna have to find a place back here to put them. But I've got a couple of Abe Lincolns in there. I've got some more Cherokee purple. And I've got a couple of Rutgers in there. And we're going to see how those are going to, well, I know that those should take off pretty good. I'm hoping that they do as well as my other ones because I use the same fertilizer as a starter. Now, the one thing I can say that I did different this year with my tomatoes is I mulched them with grass. And that seems to have helped a whole lot as far as keeping moisture in. And we're going to go up here on the hill up here. I'm not real happy with the production that I've gotten up here on the hill because it really has not nearly been as good as what I've gotten in my buckets. And I don't have any real production yet. I think we've probably gotten 5 or 6 tomatoes out of here, and these are all Rutgers that I bought. But it's looking more and more like they're starting to fruit now. So I've got some fruit on there. It's just not nearly what I was getting on my other ones. And I don't think that this one here is going to get any bigger. That one was planted kind of late. So I don't think that one's because the other one died off. So I had to replace it with another one. And these others have just outgrown it. So I need to do some weed eating up here too, as you can tell. I got all this greenery. I need to come up here with my Roundup and spray Roundup up here one more time. And hopefully that'll get rid of what's left of the weeds for this year. And looks like in there's a one that's starting to turn red on me. But yeah, these plants up here, I just didn't get the production that I got out of the ones in the bucket. And these are starting to turn yellow. So I need to come up here with some fish fertilizer. And I think she told me also to put in some Epsom salt and see if we can't get that to turn green again. So we're gonna go down here to the front, my pride and joy, and we're gonna show you how those plants have just, when I tell you they have just outdone my expectations, I am just absolutely tickled pink. Because I've gotten so many tomatoes from up front. And I think this is absolutely the best year I've ever had with tomatoes. And I'm just hoping I can duplicate this for next year. But up front here, got a couple of varieties that I've never really grown before. One is Celebrity. Lemon Boys I've done before. Another one is a Better Bush. I've never done Better Bush, and I've never done Celebrities. And these Pink Girls, I've never done those either. But the Pink Girls have just, they act like early girls. And they have just fruited and fruited and fruited. The problem is, I've got no more. I got a couple way up there, but they're acting like they're indeterminate because I'm really not getting that much fruit coming back in. So I'm really not sure. This one plant here, because it doesn't get direct sunlight, it gets a little offset. I haven't gotten much out of there, but it's got some fruit in there. It's got quite a few fruit in there for it to get partial shade. So I'm just really, I've never grown a Pink Girl before. Never heard of it until I bought it at the wholesale nursery. And I said, okay, we'll do that. We'll try it. And I've gotten quite a bit of fruit off of them, but nothing is coming back in. This one here barely has 2 there, and looks like it's got about 3 or 4 there. That might turn into some fruit there. So I'm not real sure what's going to happen with this, and that's why I planted some more back there. But this one here is going to be a Cherokee Purple. There was a Cherokee Purple in there before, and I just replaced it. So I've got those others back there in case these don't fruit. I've got the other ones back there to replace them with. Over here is my Better Bush, and even this thing, it's just got all those fruit in there. It's just got fruit everywhere. And I've gotten quite a few out of here already. Just like out of this one. This is another Better Bush. And it's even covered up with fruit. So I've gotten quite a few out of there. But now this one, I've never been able to grow a Lemon Boy. And this one here, we have gotten so many tomatoes this year out of here. So many. It's just got me just loving life. I wish I'd have had 2 more of these now. But we've gotten all kinds of Lemon Boy tomatoes. And over here with the Celebrities, we've gotten quite a few of these big old honking things. You know, and I may try this variety again next year because I'm just absolutely tickled pink. Now these plants fell over last week, and that's why this one here is leaning. As you can tell, it's leaning a little bit, but it's leaning because last week it fell over. So hopefully it won't fall again. Try turning this thing around, and hopefully it's not leaning as bad now. But this is my tomato update for July the 2nd, and I'm hoping that probably in a couple of weeks, all of these orange buckets that are up here, I'm hoping that they're still here, but I've got the white buckets in the back just in case. Those white buckets have been, that dirt's been sitting in those buckets now. It started out with horse manure in it, and then I started packing it down with some regular dirt. So that's going to do wonders. I don't normally change out my tomato dirt. I only use these orange buckets for tomatoes. And this year I used some for my green peppers. I didn't want to, simply because I don't change that dirt. And that dirt is specifically for my tomatoes. So this year I didn't plant as many tomatoes as I normally would have. And that's why that's the only yellow orange buckets that you have. And then back here we've got my other orange buckets, but unfortunately I put green peppers in those. So that's a lesson learned. I won't do that again next year. I'm probably gonna swap that dirt out and go buy me some different dirt to put in there, which I gotta stick with my tradition of the orange buckets are strictly for tomatoes. So it's gonna be TJ with an update for my tomatoes, and hopefully we'll see you again in maybe a couple of weeks. Enjoy your holiday.